News just coming in a major win for India. The US Supreme Court has cleared 26/11 attack convict Tahawwur Rana's extradition to India. Rana is wanted in India for his involvement in the 2008 Mumbai attacks. The US Supreme Court dismissed a review petition against Rana's conviction in the case. Rana had filed a petition for a writ of certiorari before the US Supreme Court in November last year. Now, this was denied by the Apex Court on January 21st, a day after Donald Trump was sworn in as the American president. Rana is currently detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles. This was Rana's last legal chance not to be extradited to India, as he has already lost the legal battle in several federal courts, including the US Court of Appeals for the North Circuit in San Francisco. India was seeking the extradition of Rana, a Canadian national of Pakistani origin, in the 2008 Mumbai terrorist attack case. Rana has been declared a fugitive by India and is facing multiple criminal charges. Senior journalist Lalit Jha is joining us on phone line from Washington, D.C. Also, we are joined in by a guest, Mr. Atul Aneja, foreign affairs expert. First, we'll go across to Lalit Jha, who is joining us on phone line from the U.S. Lalit, good morning. This is a major win for India. Help us understand how significant is it, because this was supposed to be the last attempt by Tahawwur Rana not to be extradited to India.
Development in India's pursuit to find justice for people who killed so many of the innocent citizens in India and Mumbai. This was a long battle. This has been a long battle for Tahawwur. This was the last legal thing that he lost. After this, State Department, now the things goes to State Department, who is going to probably issue a surrender certificate. India has already petitioned before the U.S. requested before the U.S. for extradition of Tahawwur Rana. So that process, that bureaucratic or legal process, will begin now.
All right, Lalit, also for the benefit of our viewers, help us understand how will this now be executed now that Tahawwur Rana's extradition has been approved. What next? How is this to be carried out?
Actually, I don't have much insight into this, but what I believe that once the Supreme Court has denied his petition that he should not be extradited to India, now it lands in the hands of the State Department, which will be taking the next step forwards of completing the legal process and starting the process of his formal extradition to India.
All right. We also know that this was supposed to be the
last
last
step would be for them to inform the Indian government. Then someone from the Indian government representative will come here, and obviously they will take him back.
All right. This was supposed to be the last chance of Tahawwur Rana not to be extradited to India. But now that it has been dismissed, get us more as to what were the previous attempts or efforts made by Rana to avoid extradition to India, because we tell our viewers that Rana had filed a petition for a writ of certiorari before the US Supreme Court in November last year, which was dismissed by the Apex Court on January 21st this year, a day after Donald Trump was sworn in as the American president. For our benefit of our viewers, just get us a brief backgrounder as to how many times did Tahawwur Rana try to escape the clutches of justice?
Multiple times at the 3 different level of courts he has approached, and again in all those courts he had opportunities to appeal and re-appeal, file petition to challenge the previous court's orders. In all those things, he has been saying that since he already has been convicted and got a prison sentence in the cases involved with Mumbai terrorist attack, he cannot be charged and cases be filed against him in India for the same charges. But in all those things, the U.S. government, based on what India has provided information to them, argued before the court that no, that's not the case. He is being tried in a different case in India, and under the treaty, he is extraditable to India.
All right, Lalit Jha,
That's the argument from the U.S. government.
At this point, I will bring in Mr. Atul Aneja. He is a senior guest and he will be joining us to spell out more insights into this developing story. Good morning, sir. Welcome to DD India News Hour. Help us understand how significant is this. On one hand, we tell our viewers that this was the last chance for Tahawwur Rana not to be extradited to India. How will this be further executed? How significant is this?
You think this is a huge smashing success for India to get a person who's been convicted for 2611 charges. So I think this will complete the picture of the entire or help complete the picture of the entire conspiracy of 2611, Preeti. Because once he comes into India, then there'll be certain other loose ends which will get connected. And I would suspect, and it's widely suspected, that the entire involvement of the Pakistani deep state in the entire conspiracy will be closer to that, establishing that with his extradition. That's number one in terms of the investigation of 2611. I think, and second thing is the overall message which it sends on counterterrorism, that India is serious, it does not forget those who have committed such heinous crimes against us, whether it may have happened in 2008, but we pursue. So I think it gives it's a big bolster to India's own reputation and image of its counter-terrorism determination. And the third thing is, Preeti, is the bilateral track between India and US. I think that gets strengthened as well, that it's a joint fight of the United States and India to counter terrorism. I think that's again a big message to the entire world. And finally, it will have implication on the global sort of a drive, a global convention against terrorism. So various positive implications from an Indian perspective, Preeti. I think, as I said, it's a fantastic success. It really shows that when you are a serious nation and you are pursuing your goals, you will not falter. So there's a larger message about the new India which will go across to the world.
All right, so this carries a larger message that will go across to the world. But sir, help us understand what next from here on, what process is to be followed, how is the extradition to be carried out?
I think I'm not sure of the technicals which will be involved. The point is that the decision has been taken by the Supreme Court. Now it's a downstreaming execution of it. As Lalit was pointing out, the State Department takes over, and then finally, he's moved out of the US, I suppose with under Indian supervision. Then he comes into India, and the legal process starts in India as well.